How much are we? All right, we're live.
It's 7-7 Restaurant on the Bay Main Road, Hanover. 1 year anniversary special promotion serving local and Asian cuisine, sweet and sour chicken, shrimp fried rice, and chicken fried rice, chicken chow mein, shrimp chow mein, and so much more. Purchase only 3 long box food and get 1 small box free. Purchase any 5 long box food and get 2 small box free of sweet and sour chicken with noodle. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 876-374-4704 for delivery in your area. You can't afford to miss this.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
Real Live JA, Hanover's #1 talk show is back. Tune in to your host Shane Reed.
Are you ready, guys? She says she's ready.
Yeah, man,
ready?
Live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Weekly rebroadcast is aired on Cornell Communications Network Channel 0313 and on MF Telecom Channel 100. You're invited to be a guest on the show, so please call 876-320-6013. Real Live JA, where we discuss and dissect real events to the core.
This is Lennox Lewis, last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Big up Bell Entertainment TV. They're the best. Don't mess with them, else I'll knock you out.
All right, viewers.
J Bell Entertainment TV. Come and share your world with us.
All right, viewers, welcome to Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed, and we are sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover. And we are also sponsored by 7-7 Restaurant, and they are located in Sandy Bay, Hanover. That's down the road on your way to Lucy. So both restaurants are in Hanover. One is in Hopewell and one is in Sandy Bay. Our very special guest is our African brother, Blakk Rasta, a well-known reggae musician and radio host from Ghana. All right, yeah, we have reached that far, but he's actually currently in the United States of America. But he is a original Ghanaian, and as you know, guys, a lot of our ancestors, unfortunately, were taken from Ghana and Nigeria. So he's very much our brother. So Blakk Rasta, welcome.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for having me. Love, 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 love.
And we are happy to have you. So this interview will basically focus on your biography. It will also focus on music, and it also focus on current affairs issues. I noted from your songs that you have a lot of commentary, for example, on people like Barack Obama,
Right.
Selassie, and Nkrumah. And I know that you know that Nkrumah would have been influenced by Bob Marley, not Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, that is. Yes, so we will talk about all of those things, and we will talk about your discography. You have what, 11 albums?
Yeah, right, correct.
Jeez, that's a lot, and we'll talk about your radio journey and all of those things. So let's get into it. Where in Ghana are you from, and what was it like growing up in your community?
All right, so JBL Entertainment, I want to say thank you so much for having me. Big up yourself, Shane. And love to all your viewers. And big up Jamaica. Yeah. Big up Hanover. I hear you are in Hanover,
Yeah, I'm in Hanover.
Big up yourself. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I was born on the 2nd of September in 1974. And I was born at exactly 7:20 p.m. At the time of my birth, I weighed 5.5 pounds. That was what my mother told me. It was a full moon. So that makes it 50 years for Blakk Rasta. I was born in the northern part of Ghana, a beautiful town called Tamale, Tamale. And Tamale means the home of shea nuts, So when you enjoy shea butter, whether you use it to cook or use it on your skin, you must know that the original home of shea butter is where I come from, and that is Tamale in the northern part of Ghana. In fact,
shea butter,
about
right?
Yes, shea butter, right?
Okay.
A lot of Jamaicans are actually from my hometown, Tamale. And if you have time, we can go into it. You know the Akans or the Ashantis.
Ashanti, yes.
And the Dagombes.
And yes.
Came together in a very beautiful alliance. A war alliance to fight opponents and enemies. And so the Akans and the Dagombes became one people, intermarrying for so many interesting reasons. I'm not going to bore your listeners and your viewers, so I won't go too much into it. But the Akans and the Dagombes are actually one people. Saying very, very warlike. They were warriors and are still warriors. And I must say that, yes, I mean, when I was a little boy, Jimmy Cliff was in Ghana. And then he was one of the very few Jamaican artists to be able to make it to that part of the northern region where I come from, called Tamale. In those days, it was a 16-hour drive all the way from Accra, the capital, to Tamale. So when he made it to Tamale, he told everybody that I think this is where I come from. The people talk like me, they eat like me, and they act exactly the way I act. So my ancestors must be coming from here. I remember that clearly. Yes, so that was where I was born, and that's where I come from, Tamale in Ghana.
And Nani,
yeah,
our only female national heroine. It is believed that she is from the Asante from Ghana. Yeah, it's believed that Nani.
Yeah, it is believed that she actually came all the way from Ghana and also from the Ashanti. But I like to research, and I love it when people ask me questions like this. I would like to dispute it. In fact, respectfully, Nani, yes, was from today's Ghana. Yes, no two ways about that. But I believe she actually came from the northern part where I come from. Tamale.
Okay.
Yes, because even the name Nani, in the Dagomba language, the language that I speak fluently, I also speak Akan fluently, it means survivor. Nani means to survive. In the language of the people from the northern region of Ghana, you see, it means to survive. Nani. That's what it means. It doesn't mean anything in the Akan language that I know. So I want to say again that the Akans and the Dagombes actually came together to form one very strong bond. So when people say, oh, she's Akan, I don't actually, I don't know. I don't actually try to dispute it. But to put things straight, I think that Nani was actually from the north. Looking at the way, she fought and how strong she was, and especially her name. Basically, whatever it is, she was from Ghana. Today's Ghana, then called the Gold Coast, even before that. Yes, so yes, that's Nani.
Yeah. All right, so what was it like growing up? Did you go to primary school, high school, college? What was it like?
Another beautiful one. Yes, my father was a teacher. My mother was also a teacher. So education was number one in my house. My father always wanted me to go to school. Yes, I went to school. I went to primary school at Ahmadiyya Primary School in Tamale, my hometown. And then I moved to Tamale Secondary School, where I spent only 1 year, and then moved to the southern part of Ghana. In Ashanti land, I went to school in Ashanti land, the garden city called Kumasi, where I attended T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School for 7 years, from Form 1 all the way to Upper 6. And when I finished it, I went to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, also in the garden city of Kumasi in Ashanti land. You see, now from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in land economy. I did my master's degree.
Hold on. Wikipedia didn't tell me all of that, so you have me. I didn't get all of that from Wikipedia, so I guess.
Yeah,
so you actually went to university.
Yes, I went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi, and that school, as you know, is named after one of the greatest Pan-Africanists, Kwame Nkrumah. So I went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where I studied land economy. So I graduated and got a degree in land economy, a Bachelor of Science degree in land economy. Then after that, I went to the University of Coventry in England, where I did my master's in oil and gas management. And then, yes, when it was done, I decided that, well, I love education. Why not? I have to go to school again. Presently, I'm about to finish a PhD at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. South Africa, right. So, yes, that's my educational background.
Whoa. Congrats. I understand the importance of education myself.
Thank you.
So congrats. And yeah. So what was your all right, for me growing up in Manchester country, as a boy we played cricket mostly, we ride skate, and we played gig and some of those games. What was it like growing up in Ghana as a child? What was some of the things that you did outside of school, etc., etc.?
Well, I would say that I come from one of the poorest areas in Ghana, and that is the northern region. In fact, the most deprived area, because when the white man came, the colonial administrator came in, he was only interested in where he could find the gold and the diamond. You see, so he came into areas like the Ashanti land, rich in gold, came to some other areas and stayed there. So when the development started, the building of the railroads and all that, we never got to have a single railroad in the northern region of Ghana. A lot of us did not even go to school, the white man's education, until Kwame Nkrumah came in and decided to give us free education. So that's the kind of environment I grew in. It's almost like the country where everybody knows everybody. You can go eat from a next man's house. You can, go search another man's mother's pot and eat whatever you find there. Climb any tree and pluck any fruits and eat that. But it's an area that is so poor. Yes, because it all of a sudden became an urban setting and a lot of poverty set in. So I grew up in a lot of poverty, but thankfully, my father was a very hardworking man, and he made sure that he gave us at least 2 triangular meals, if not square meals, 3 square meals. We were okay from the time that we started it all as little children up till now. But I was born in Moshizongo, where there was a lot of poverty. People would eat just once a day because it was urbanized. The whole area was urbanized. Yeah.
So what's the normal meal like for us growing up in country, Manchester country? It's yam and dumpling and something else, banana, something else. Rice on a Sunday. What was it like for you?
Yes, in the northern region. Yeah, beautiful question. We have a kind of food that we call tuo zafi, Tuo, and then Zafi. It's a Hausa word, and it means food that is hot. You know, food that is hot. Zafi means hot, and we make it from corn flour and then some cassava flour mixed together. We cook that and we make it come out like, you know, a certain kind of patty, and we eat it with different kinds of leafy soups and all that. That is the main food of the area, and we believe that it makes us very, very strong. Yeah, so tuozaf is the thing in the area.
And drink, you drink for us, the ordinary drink, well, on a Sunday to be like carrot juice, or normally you would have lime and sugar water or something like that. I'm not talking about the drinks that you purchase at the shop now. The drinks,
yeah, right.
So
Right.
for you, it would be like what?
Well, we have zomkom. Zomkom is made out of millet. You see, it's very, very popular in the area. And we have...
Is millet like chocolate or something like that? Or
oh wow, interesting. Whoa. No, millet is like, it's a cereal. It's like corn.
Oh, it's corn. Okay.
Yes. That's what millet is like. And we pound it, and then yes, we drain the juice out of it and add some honey or some sugar. And then we also make a lot of tamarind juice. Tamarind. Tamarind, not tangerine. Tamarind.
We call it tamarind in Jamaica. Is that thing like it looks, is it it's sweet, bitterish? I don't know if the same thing we're talking.
Yeah, that is what it is. That is what it is. Yes. So we make a lot of juice out of it as well. And you know, it's just beautiful. It's nice. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if Bell is ready for us for our first break. If he is, he can put that in the chat. If not, we can continue talking to Blakk Rasta. This is an interesting conversation so far, and we're just started. So Bell, when you're ready for the break, please put it in the chat so I can know. All right.
It's 77 Restaurant on the Bay Main Road, Hanover. 1 year anniversary special promotion, serving local and Asian cuisine, sweet and sour chicken, shrimp fried rice, and chicken fried rice, chicken chow mein, shrimp chow mein, and so much more. Purchase only 3 long box food and get 1 small box free. Purchase any 5 long box food and get 2 small box free of sweet and sour chicken with noodle. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 876-374-4704 for delivery in your area. You can't afford to miss this.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
Punish the leader then. So many church, yeah.
All right, viewers, welcome to Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed. We're sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover. And we're also sponsored by 77 Restaurant, located in Sandy Bay, Hanover. Our special guest is Blakk Rasta, a Ghanaian reggae artist, and he's currently visiting the United States of America, and we have been having a wonderful discussion so far. Just ask you to share this live, and if you have any questions, etc., you can type them and ask them, and we will ask him. All right, so Blakk Rasta, let's continue with your autobiography a little bit. So I'll ask you about sports, religion, and then get into music. So what's the normal sporting activity like growing up as a child?
Wrestling. In my
Wrestling.
area, yes, we like to fight.
Wrestling.
Yeah, we like to beat each other and show each other that we are men.
Oh.
Yeah. So wrestling is the thing, not the modern kind of wrestling where there's a referee and people fake it and throw each other on a certain foam and bounce it and all that. No, you throw you hard on the hard ground. You see, that is what it is. So in my area, every little child learns how to wrestle. You know, we call it vagwao. Yeah. Yes, that is what it is. You know, you learn how to wrestle. That is what you have to learn what to do right from the start. So in my area is very interesting. We hardly punch each other and fight and draw blood and all that. When you are ready to fight, you meet and then you spread out of your arms like this. You see, so this person puts his arms here, one arm here, another arm there, and then you wrestle each other. Try to throw each other down. When I throw you down, I don't hit you. You know, everybody starts to cheer that, yes, you are down. You come again. If I'm able to put you down again, it means that I am winning. The third time when you go down, I fetch the sand and paint your whole face. You are not supposed to clean it. You are supposed to go home. And if everybody sees you, he knows that you have been defeated in a fight. Get ready before you go for the next fight. So we don't draw blood. We don't break bones. We just disgrace you and show you are less of a man. See? And we don't fight women. No. The women cheer us on. When we are in there doing our thing, throwing each other down, and all that, the women are those who, and before you finish a fight, you have a number of them telling you how much they like you and they want to cook for you. So yeah. That's it. Yes. So I grew up learning how to wrestle. So I can wrestle any man. In fact, those who are very, very experienced with this kind of wrestling, they can even wrestle with one arm. So if you underrate your opponent, you can tell the opponent, even with one arm, I'm going to be able to defeat you. So I won't wrestle you with two arms, just one arm. You use your legs, and before you realize, yeah, you are in there. So yes, but of course, these days modernity has come in, and people do all kinds of things to each other. But when I was growing up, there was nothing like drawing blood from each other. No. Yeah, it was just a fight to show who was stronger and not who could hurt each other the most. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, John, what was it like for you growing up?
I was born into a Muslim home. I was born an Ahmadi Muslim in the Ahmadiyya faith, a very beautiful faith. So I grew up as an Ahmadi, saying, praying 5 times a day, fasting during Ramadan, and going, to the mosque and all that, and trying to be a good person. But when I entered the university, in fact, just before I entered the university, I started to listen a lot to reggae music. And there were so many things reggae music told me and taught me. I remember I listened to Muta Baruka, great kings of Africa and great queens of Africa. And I remember I was very, very happy about what I heard. This man was not singing. He was talking. It was the first time I had heard reggae with somebody talking. He was talking. He wasn't singing.
Yeah.
You see, at that time, I didn't understand what it was to say poetry.
The poetry.
But the poetry, yes, it really inspired me. And with time, I got into it the more. I listened to the music of Bob Marley, Raskimono from Nigeria, and some other reggae artists, and I was getting into the culture. So in university, first year of university, there were some Rasta people that I met, and I spoke to them about reggae music and about Rasta, and I realized that I was actually born a natural Rasta. So, I mean, this was why reggae music was directing me to that energy. So I started to grow my locks, and I started to push away all kinds of flesh and bones, and I decided to live the liberty of Rasta right from university. So basically, that was what I did with my life. Of course, parents were quite well to do from the ghetto. In the ghetto, they were the richest in Tamale there. And they were not happy about it. We sent you to university to go and come out and be a medical doctor, to be a fire engineer. Now you're coming home with this kind of hair and all that. It was a big fight. But I mean, with time, they realized that the stereotypes people had about Rasta, people saying that Rasta people smoke this, Rasta people are this, are that. They realized that I wasn't into any of those things. You know, the hearsay.
So the stereotypes that we had about Rastas here in Jamaica, Ghana had those same stereotypes.
Exactly. In fact, a lot of youth were locked up all because they had locks, and therefore they just, profiled them and put them in jail. Things like that. But things are changing. Things have actually changed. Now we have a lot of footballers who are wearing dreadlocks, and some people who are not even reggae people who are wearing dreadlocks, and we have medical doctors who have dreadlocks, lawyers who have dreadlocks. So for that matter, that perception has changed with time. But when I was growing up, it was a big thing. Fortunately, I didn't really go through too much of that kind of stereotyping, because a lot of
you would have been even though you'd have been a poor area, rural area, your family's at the top of the hierarchy.
Exactly.
So they would show you. They would criticize you, but they would still,
exactly that. So it was a nice time. I used to have a lot of Rastas. Come around me, and I'll go to them just wanting to learn. I am just a man who loves to learn every time. So yes, that was the kind of life I remember some families telling their children not to get close to me because they thought that I was going crazy. How could you go to school and be winning all the debates, and then you win the competitions, you come tops in your class, and you're coming home with this kind of hair? You see, so they didn't want their children to come around me and all that. But I am glad that they've lived to see what truly Rasta is.
So back to biography a little bit, then we come to music. We kind of so what music did you listen to growing up? And then what was it about Mutabaruka? Probably you said that, but what was it about his music or his dub poetry that you were able to somewhat abandon the music of your childhood and then latch on to this new music? So what did you listen to growing up?
All right. So my father loved to listen to countryside music from America. Growing old, I wish I'd never grow old. That kind of music. He would listen to that. He would love it and all that. And my mother loved to listen to just R&B. So that was what I was listening to.
So you had a Western appreciation from music.
Kind of, yes. Yes. That kind of thing. And my uncle was a dancer, so he loved to listen to disco music. You see, he was doing break dance. He was called Jimmy Toski in those days. See, so I was listening to all these kinds of music, and it was a certain kind of pride to have an LP. You see, if you owned an LP, it means you were coming from top class area, upper class. See, and my father used to have some of those and all that. But somebody gave me a cassette, and that cassette I went home to play because I had a small tape player. I put it in there, and then Mutabaruka was on it with Great Queens of Africa. And then the accent was different. I realized that this was not American. That accent was not British. It was some other kind of accent. You know, and I could listen to him talk and talk and talk and talk. I will play it back over and over. Who is this artist? He's talking about great queens of Africa. This man must be an African. But which country in Africa has this kind of accent? So I had to ask, and I got to know that there was something called Jamaican patois.
Yeah.
And this man here was speaking in Jamaican patois. And again, there are these groups of people who call themselves Rastas. They have different groups. And then I started to go into it, and I got more endeared to Mutabaruka. One, because of his intellectuality. He wrote and recited intellectual poems. You would have to listen very well and digest that well. You have to be a little knowledgeable of your history and African history to be able to really appreciate what Mutabaruka was talking about. And at that time, because of my education, I fell in love with him. And I told myself that if I ever would sing or do music, I would like to be like Mutabaruka, because I never knew I could sing, but I could write poems. So I started writing poems and poems like that. So truly, me being an artist, my very, very, very first inspiration was Mutabaruka. Before the singers came in, like Raskimono from Nigeria, Bob Marley came in later. If I have to be very, very honest with you, Mutabaruka inspired me bad. Yes, poetry. I loved it. Clear poetry. He would speak it, go into it with the enthusiasm, energy, genuineness. I loved it. So when years later Mutabaruka came to Ghana, in fact, I wanted to do everything possible to meet with him. And I'm glad that I met with him, and we shared some really good times in them times. You know? Yeah. So that's my journey.
Happy to hear that. And it is so ironic that you are from Ghana and you have been inspired by Mutabaruka. Not to say that Jamaicans have not been inspired by him. Of course, Jamaicans have, but growing up, Mutabaruka, we heard him. Well, he would be on IRFM, but Mutabaruka views are. I grew up in a Christian myself. Grew up in a traditional Christian home, so there are views of Mutabaruka that would be the opposite of orthodoxy or conservative, traditional Jamaican rural life. A lot of Mutabaruka's views would rub us the wrong way. And so he was not somebody that you'd find a lot of folks in our circles listening to, but he was definitely or is still a popular fixture on radio, and especially on IRFM. And the older you get, you realize that some of his criticisms of both Christian and popular culture are relevant criticisms, even if I do not agree with him on all of his views concerning religion, etc., etc. So, yeah, he's a real thinker. He's a serious man. I think I've been seeing a couple of his posts nowadays, especially on X, formerly Twitter. And I think he's kind of puzzled. He doesn't understand what is happening, especially with popular culture, because our popular culture seems to have left the traditions that inspired you far behind, and it's gone into something that is probably even devilish or demonic, if you want to even say that. So yeah, I understand why he would inspire something, why Muta would inspire you.
For real.
Yeah. So your journey into music, Muta started that. So how did you start recording and singing and all of that?
Yeah. So I mean, Mutabaruka inspired me with the poetry and even my line of thinking in terms of blackness Pan-Africanism and all that. And I gave Muta Baruka all. I wonder if I would have been a poet if I hadn't listened to Muta Baruka that early. You see, he truly shaping my line of thinking in terms of Pan-Africanism and all that. Yes, Muta Baruka would always be my hero. So I started writing poetry. But there was a man from Nigeria called Raskimono. He just passed on a few years back, called Raskimono. And he was also singing. And his lyrics were so clear. I loved his melodies. And he was also singing about Rasta. So he also inspired me in the line of music, in terms of singing. So I got so attached to him. And a lot of people called me Raskimono because I would always sing his songs and all that and be happy and all that and all that and all that. See? Yeah, so yeah, he inspired me a lot. Raskimono inspired me. And then also King Yellowman. Oh my
God. the grandfather of
oh my God. Yeah. There was no Yellowman music I did not have growing up. Yes, no Yellowman music. Once it came out, I would find a way of getting it. Of course, Yellowman sang a lot of slack music, you know. Yes, and he did a lot of music that was only about just rhymes. But I understood what he was singing about, and I think it even helped me with understanding a lot of the Jamaican patois. I love his melodies. Singing was one. And in those days, it was fun. To sing some of his slack songs in front of the young girls in my school and all that, and trying to tell them that, yeah, this is a Jamaican artist, King Yellowman, and all that, and all that. So he also inspired me. And I remember when I started singing, my very first few songs resonated the ideas of Yellowman, not his lyrics, his ideas, his style of singing, and even his melodies. You say, so yes. I remember I granted an interview somewhere in England and I mentioned him. And some people were like, oh, why do you mention him? The guy was, really slack and all that. You give credit where credit is. Out of the bad, you can find good. And I want to salute King Yellowman. He also shaping me quite much. Of course, later after Muta Baruka, other poets also helped with my journey, like LKG, Linton Kwesi Johnson, and then DYCR, Delroy Chandler. He's right there in Jamaica. The energy of the poetry, very fierce and very hard. A fire! Like that. You see, he also inspired me so much. Oh my God, have mercy. So these are my heroes when it comes to dub poetry. And when it comes to singing, certainly the King Bob Marley, Yellowman, Raskimono, they really, really shaped my singing as well.
All right, so I'm gonna segue a bit. So it is music and it is current affairs and politics mixed up in one.
Exactly that.
So Barack Obama, Gaddafi.
Yeah.
No, you did songs about those two persons.
Yeah,
so
I did.
Before you respond, I was a Barack Obama fan. And I say was. Until what happened in Libya and what happened to Gaddafi. And the fact that Libya is now the transshipment port for human trafficking or modern day slavery for Africans who are fleeing, suffering in Africa, trying to seek a better world in the West. Libya is in essence the modern day slave port. We call it human trafficking or whatever, but this is slavery for Africans who look like you and I. And all of that happened under the stewardship of Barack Obama. So that's why I just fell out of love with him politically and all of that. You did a song about both of these gentlemen. how do you reconcile Obama and Gaddafi?
A lot of people ask me that. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. I mean, I didn't like Gaddafi. I honestly didn't like him, early times, because I believe that Gaddafi was more an Arab than the African that he said he was. That was my belief right at that time. But with time, he broke away from the Arab and decided to come closer to his African people. In fact, in Gaddafi's era, they didn't see the need for the OAU, Organization of African Unity, that Haile Selassie put in place with Kwame Nkrumah supporting. Houphouët Boigny of La Côte d'Ivoire did not see the need for the OAU, now called the AU. Houphouët Boigny asked, what is this OAU all about? Is it a useless club of old men who meet once in a while to share poverty? You see the level of thinking of an African leader. Gaddafi supported him with that. Gaddafi was responsible for a lot of coups d'etats to destabilize a lot of African countries. So he was not my hero from the start. But with time, Gaddafi came back and said, hey, these Arab people that I think I am part of, I think are more of the African people. Because the average Arab does not see himself as an African. Go to Algeria and see them. Go to Morocco and see them. The other day I had a big fight with the Moroccan embassy here. These are people who are killing Africans in their countries. Yet they have their embassies right here in Ghana and other African countries. They see themselves as better than Africans because of the color of their skin. And I don't like any man who behaves that way. And I make them know that I don't like them as long as they behave the way they behave. So Gaddafi was in that till he pulled himself out. Go to Morocco and see how black people are slaughtered. Morocco, they slaughter them to the point that their leader can come out and tell the whole nation that black people are about to blacken Morocco. In other words, there's too many black people right here in, Morocco. And for that matter, they have to find a way of asking them to return to their countries in modern day Africa. So Gaddafi was not my hero till he moved away from that nonsense and decided to be a true African. He came to Ghana, we gave him a kente cloth, and he started doing some really positive things that infuriated the so-called Arabs. That was when I began to love Gaddafi even the more, because he had all the wealth. Obama now, it was a song that came out of inspiration. This was 2007. In fact, I was listening to a song done by Johnny Nash. I think the title is Baby, Let's Have a Date. And then the melody struck me. And then I started making out my own lyrics out of that. Somebody was on radio talking about Barack Obama. When I heard the name Barack Obama, what name is that? It sounds Arabic. Then I started using his name just to make a song, So you realize that the song is very elementary in terms of the melody. It's children's melody. Mama, mama, come make we talk about Barack Obama. Papa, papa, come make we talk about Barack Obama. Barack, Barack, Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Very simple lyrics, elementary lyrics. I wrote that and I took it out of my mind because I don't make songs for politicians. It's not my style.
Politicians, okay.
Oh yes, for real. So I was walking out of my house, and then a sound engineer that I had worked with several years back saw me and said he had built a new studio and I should just come in and try something, So I went in there. He said, do you have anything to record? I said, well, in the morning, this song was coming up to me and he said, sing it. I started singing And then he said, yeah, I've also been thinking about this Obama guy. Yeah, you know that Obama is like this, it's like that, it's like that. I'm sorry about that. Obama did this, he did that, and all that.
Ensure
This
the
is what
phone
he was
is
saying.
ensure the phone is charged, and all that. I don't want it to just shut down on this beautiful conversation. So
Yes,
ensure it is charged.
yes, thank you so much. So Zach
Continue,
Mallet
yeah.
was the one who invited me to his studio. We recorded this song, nice and beautiful. This song took us about 45 minutes to finish producing and recording. And when we finished it, the following day we polished it. Trust me, Shane, I just wanted the world to see that I had supported a black man. We are tired of being called sweepers of the street, drivers of buses, and not being intellectual. So I felt that if a black man could rise to the position of president in America, racist America, I think that it is something beautiful. My ancestors built America. So it's time for the children of my ancestors to rise to the highest point in the history of America. That was why I supported Obama. The song came out, it was like the Midas touch. The whole of Ghana, the very first day, I got rich overnight. But my kind of riches, I share it with the poor, hoping that the poor will rise. See? And the money kept coming in. The music was spreading all over the place. I became a national hero all of a sudden within days. And then Obama heard it. He loved it. And the message we got was that Obama was coming to Ghana after winning the elections. Remember, this song came out in November 2007. At the time, Obama was not
Not yet president.
chosen
to
run on the ticket of the Democrats.
Democratic Party, yeah.
He was contesting at the time with Hillary.
Yeah.
And everybody felt that Hillary was going to take it up because Obama was less known. That was when this song was made. So it was the first song ever for Obama in the history of music. A few months later, Coco T from Jamaica came out with another beautiful song. See? So they complemented each other. And Obama decided to come to Ghana. He came to Ghana. I was invited. Long story cut short, a lot of these politicians did not want me to attend the thing, but Obama insisted. He said, the man who made the song for me, let him be part of this meeting. The politicians didn't like it because they felt that Blakk Rasta, he talks too much. He's going to tell Obama what is wrong with the politics of this country and all that. And because they wanted freebies from America, gifts and gifts and gifts, without making use of all the resources we have in our country, they wanted to block me. But Obama insisted that I should be part of the meeting. And I was invited. So I got in there. We had dinner and we had photographs and all that. And he told me how much he loved it. And in our conversation, he asked if one day I would like to be a citizen of America. I know that he will never forget the answer I gave. I remember I told him, I don't think so, but give me time to think about it. He said, oh, really? I said, you see the way you've been able to rise and make America proud and black people proud is the same way I want to rise in this country and Africa and rise to the top. I don't think we all have to be American citizens or British citizens before we are called true human beings who have the intellect to raise our country. He was shocked, but I am glad. I've had the opportunity several times to become a citizen of America, but I've always pushed it aside, not because I hate America or England. I want to send home a certain message. A lot of our folks are running to America. They believe that if they don't come to America or England, their life will never be complete. They are done. They can never prosper. We want to be able to send them the message that no, you are not born in Africa by mistake. You were born here to make Africa better. You were born here to be able to direct more people to the prosperity of Africa. That was the reason I didn't accept Obama's beautiful gifts. or question of if I wanted to be an American citizen. I've never regretted it. I come to America anytime I want. I fly back to Ghana and all that. I think this is enough for me. So the song came out. It was a big song. And then Gaddafi now, I realized Obama was going in there to try to fight him. So I made a song and directed it at Obama and said, don't go there. But he still went. And when Gaddafi was killed, I made another song. And I said, well, Gaddafi, my hero, this was how they betrayed you. But we see you as a hero. So both sides were actually touched. But I was quite impressed. I didn't fall out of love for Obama. Why? Because Obama said in an interview, and you can find it on YouTube. Simple Google will take you there. He said that the biggest mistake he ever made in his presidency was going to Libya to kill a man who should have never been killed. And for me, I saw it as a genuine regret for an American president to open his mouth and say the biggest mistake I, Obama, ever made in my presidency. As I leave office now, I would like the whole world to know. And I pray that my conscience sets me free. Is that I went to Libya. I should never have gone there. They killed the wrong person. Today, Libya is like the worst war zone that we never envisaged. It's sad. Yes, that's what I think. I have not fallen out of love for Obama. He's still my brethren. If I meet him, I will embrace him and tell him, brother, you have done well. You could have done better. But should the opportunity come again, maybe not to you, but to somebody you are close to, you could give them some very good counsel. Yes, that is what it is. A black man in there was not by accident. It's for him to be able to glorify the original creatures of nature, black people.
All right. Well-reasoned argument. We're going for our second break. Guys, we'll soon be back with Blakk Rasta, and we should be able to take some big up. Bell should post them soon. So stick and stay. Don't go anywhere. We soon come back with Blakk Rasta.
It's 77 Restaurant on the Bay Main Road, Hanover. 1 year anniversary special promotion. Serving local and Asian cuisine. Sweet and sour chicken, shrimp fried rice, and chicken fried rice. Chicken chow mein, shrimp chow mein, and so much more. Purchase only 3 long box food and get 1 small box free. Purchase any 5 long box food and get 2 small box free of sweet and sour chicken with noodle. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 876-374-4704 for delivery in your area. You can't afford to miss this.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
Why did you leave so soon? I and I miss you so. When we are gonna see you again?
Alright. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it's linked up with the total liberation of the whole African continent. You voiced it as thunderous as thunder and made your mark as the black president. Born some 100 years ago inside in Crawford, you taught us not to fool or carry water in a basket. You walked in the belly of the beast till your shoe sole dropped off. But
All right, viewers, welcome to Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed. We are sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill and the 77 restaurant. They are located in Hopewell and in Sandy Bay, respectively. We have with us our African brother, Blakk Rasta, a Ghanaian artist who is currently visiting the United States of America. And we have been having a scintillating, interesting, intelligent, riveting conversation so far, from starting with his autobiography and all music and politics and all of those things. So we continue the conversation. Blakk Rasta, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Shane. I'm really enjoying the interview.
Yeah, we are. And we're going to try and cap it at least, with your permission, hour and a half, 2 hours, if we go that long.
Right.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. And Nkrumah, he came to the West.
Yeah.
He was bright enough, intelligent enough. Which was he, Oxford?
Yes, he went to, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My history is still there, man. Yeah. So he could have stayed in London and being bright as he was, probably marry well and all of those things, and probably would have become a university professor or something like that in London. And he went back to Ghana. Why did you think he did that? And why is he your hero? I mean, you listen to that song, you can hear the passion about this man. What does he mean to you? What does he mean to Ghanaians?
I think JBell Entertainment needs to triple your salary and quadruple it. Whoa, this is a beautiful question.
Yeah.
In fact, this question you ask me, most of the time, it draws tears from my eyes. Listen, you see, it's one of the reasons I couldn't take any citizenship. We all must do all we can to be able to represent our motherland. It's not by mistake we're born in Jamaica. It's not by mistake we're born in Ghana, or we come from Ghana or Jamaica or some other place. We are supposed to leave an impact. I've been telling the youth in Ghana, it's not about how long you live. It's about the impact you make whilst you are alive. We go to church and the mosque and we are praying for long life and prosperity. No, we must pray for the impact. Bob Marley passed on at the age of 36, but look at the impact he left behind. Useless leaders in the country and all over Africa, like Paul Biya, who should have been dead 1 trillion years back. He's still alive, killing black people in Cameroon. I wonder why the Almighty continues to leave wicked people live up to 100 years and very good people, and they live short lives and go away. Paul Biya is about 95 years old as we speak right now. Go to Cameroon and see what is happening there. The whole world is quiet, and Almighty America is quiet. I tell you something.
They're only interested in Gaza and Israel.
Terrible, man. Terrible. Watch. I mean, some Cameroonians from the English-speaking side of Cameroon were able to escape, and they ran away to America. When they got to America, Trump's America, they arrested them back, and they were returning them to the dictator Paul Biya. And Amnesty International warned America and said, if you do this, this man is going to kill them. Please send them to other countries. Don't send them to Cameroon. Trump sent them back to Cameroon, and Paul Biya executed each one of them. Nobody has said anything about it. A simple Google search will take you to this story, authentic story. My brother, Kwame Nkrumah, went all the way to Lincoln. He journeyed all the way through Oxford and all those wonderful places. He had the chance to become a citizen of England or a citizen of America because he was extra brilliant. Ask me the same question. Why did Marcus Garvey not accept American citizenship? He left and returned to Jamaica. Today, he's one of the biggest heroes of Jamaica. Kwame Nkrumah left and came to Ghana. He was invited in there as a secretary to a certain club of bourgeoisies. Later, he grew bigger than the club. Long story cut short, he became the hero of Ghanaian liberation stories at the time. Every story that was told about liberation, he was mentioned in it. And then he got us our independence. Do you know that at the time that Kwame Nkrumah was deposed in 1966, he didn't have a single property that was in his name, no bank account. In fact, let me correct it. He had a bank account in the name of the state, and only his last salary was in that account. His last official salary. He didn't have other accounts like some of our leaders have British account, American account, Swiss account. He had only one account in his name. And when they investigated it, his last salary was the only thing that was in that thing. Look, market women came together and built him a certain house. It's on top of a hill in Ghana called Bediasi Lodge. It's like a mansion. He told them, I don't deserve to live in a mansion. Ghana needs it. He turned the whole mansion into the name of Ghana, but it was a personal property to him. Do you know that the shoes Kwame Nkrumah wore, they were stamped on property of Ghana? The suit that he wore, stamped on property of Ghana. At the time he was deposed, everything he wore was stamped in the name of Ghana. He didn't own anything. Yet he could have owned everything like our greedy leaders today do. He inspires me a lot. But who inspired Kwame Nkrumah? Marcus Garvey.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
Marcus Garvey was Kwame Nkrumah's boss, his leader, his king. That's how come we have the black star right there in the middle of the Ghana flag. It's the black star liner. He was so inspired by Marcus Garvey. The way he politricked very, very carefully. And when Nkrumah returned, it was all about Marcus Garvey. No wonder Nkrumah had a very strong relationship with Jamaica. Look how many Jamaican and Caribbean people came for the independence of Ghana.
And quite a few of us have his name. There's some Nkrumah, there's a couple Nkrumahs in Jamaica and the Caribbean, yeah.
Exactly. So when there was an opportunity for me to make a song for Nkrumah, I poured it from out of the bowels of my being. And when it came out, the people loved it. And up till now, it's one of the most revered songs for Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana. I'm glad that I've been able to do this. Nkrumah came home to give us liberty and freedom. I think that that is what I want to leave for generations yet to come. I'm not looking to being called a hero. I'm only been trying to be seen as a servant. That's it. Nkrumah came to serve. He didn't see himself as a hero. There was a time BBC interviewed him, and the interview is online. They asked him, do you one day want to be the president of Africa? Nkrumah looked at the interviewer, if you watch the video, as if to say, did you really ask me that? Then he answered, no, Africa is too big for me. I don't want to be a ruler. I want to be a servant of this great continent. At a point, Nkrumah was the president of the whole of Africa. Nothing moved in Africa without Nkrumah being consulted, because he looked beyond Ghana. Whilst he was fighting for the United States of Africa, many didn't arrive at that level of consciousness.
Indeed, he was betrayed by his own.
Yeah, he was. He was. The CIA bribed a few idiots in the country. You see, like Afrifa and those other people. I'm going to spare you all those long names. And they were those, if you read the story and read the declassified files of the CIA, you realize that Nkrumah, oh my God, was betrayed worse than Judas betrayed Jesus. It was worse. In the case of Judas, it was a case and they took him away. For Nkrumah, they did everything they could. He couldn't even get a case. Jesus got a case from Judas before he was taken away. Nkrumah never got a hit. He rather got gunshots, assassination attempts. 4 times they tried to kill him. Twice they bombed him. And 2 other times they shot him at close range to kill him. I'm sure that if you were asked to choose whether you will be Jesus or you become Nkrumah, I think if you want to run away from suffering, you will go for Jesus, because he got a case at least. Kwame Nkrumah didn't get that. They welcomed him with gunshots and bombs. The first time we heard a bomb explode in pre-colonial Africa, in fact, in colonial Africa, it was right there in Ghana. Twice. It bombed little school children. They didn't care, these bloodthirsty people, to kill people in order to gain political power. But Nkrumah survived all these attempts. They realized that they couldn't get him out. Because, of course, Nkrumah had an Obia man that he used to deal with. And the Obia man was right there in Kankan, Kankan, in Guinea, present-day Guinea. Because of that, they nicknamed Nkrumah Kankan Nyame. In other words, the god of Kankan. They tried to ridicule him, but he was a very powerful Christian. But he also believed in the power of Africa and natural gifts. Nkrumah is a whole institution. Yeah.
Pan-Africanist and liberator of the Ghanaian people. Yeah. Bell has been insisting that we take the big ups. So Bell, please post those so that we can read them. Miss Jamrock says Audi, and you be in Jamaica soon, so yeah, we talk about that. So Miss Jamrock, Lynch Records, Terry Brown, big up Shane. All right, thank you Terry for watching. Big up at Lash. Sorry guys if I don't pronounce the names correctly. Lashby Music. Scepter Music, Empress Lynch at T Lynch Records. Sorry guys if I don't get all of those acronyms correctly, but thank you for watching, and please share the live and support our Ghanaian brother Blakk Rasta. Simone Gordon, good night Shane and staff. Good night Simone. All right. Simone Gordon, Blakk Rasta, big up.
Big up yourself.
Yeah. All right. She said, nice music video, solid words in your song.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
And love to Miss Jamrock. Big up yourself, Miss Jamrock. Yeah.
Nelson Abba, I'm not going to spoil your surname, so Blakk Rasta, I am watching live. You can pronounce that name. Blakk Rasta is A-D-U-S-U. How do you pronounce that?
A-D-U-S-B. Adusi.
Adusi. Okay. So Nelson Adusi.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Bossman, and please, can you ask Blakk Rasta about his years as a professor of African history at the universities of the United States? Okay. Go ahead. Answer that question.
All right. So I was at the University of Central Missouri in America. I had a stint there. You know, I lectured in some of the schools. I mean, in some of the faculties. I taught African history, and it was a very beautiful time. I mean, there was a time I was even asked by one of the classes to come and teach reggae. Reggae, yes. And I said, do you think I am qualified to teach reggae? And they said, yeah, but you are from Ghana. Ghana and Jamaica are the same. I said, well, technically you are right, but politically you are wrong.
And geographically you are wrong.
So I went in there, and I did the best I could about reggae people, reggae music, and the beautiful country of Jamaica. I mean, all credit to Jamaica for this beautiful genre of music. See? Yeah, so I did that. And then I also went to the University of South Carolina. Yeah, University of South Carolina, Asheville. Yeah, that was where I went to teach as well, African history. And it was nice. I mean, going to teach American children, American people, they're not children, and all that. It was beautiful. So, and I remember that they wanted me to stay on and just take a permanent job. But I remember telling them that my work in Ghana was not complete. I needed to go home and complete it. My calling had to be responded to. So I left and returned home.
All right, thank you for that question. The leader of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim, is the best ever. Whenever Andrew Honest becomes like them, Jamaica will become better. So, Miss Gordon, you're saying that Andrew Honest should become a benevolent benefactor. I think Jamaica needs a benevolent benefactor, but I will not get into the political side of me and that much. And I have to be careful how I suggest that Andrew Honest becomes like, Abraham from, hope to visit Ghana someday. Yes.
For real.
Yeah, I hope to. Ghana, Nigeria. And I have some friends there too through JCs or JCI, so it should be easy from me. And then you are from Ghana, so we can always.
Yeah, for real. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you had 11 albums.
Yes, 11.
Not had. You have 11 albums.
Yeah.
Sorry about the English there. How the heck did you get time to do all of that? You are also in radio.
Yes.
And you lectured. How? So you're a lecturer, you're radio, you're into music. How did you get to do all of those things with 11 albums?
Thank you so much. A lot of people ask me that. I think what you have the passion for, you would always find time for. Yes. I mean, I've always had the passion for music. Music that might not necessarily be commercial, but music that will uplift people and also drum home the message of Pan-Africanism. So, yes, I'll go on radio, do my own thing, full of energy, finish it up, do other things, and get into the studio. So a lot of my music was recorded at night, a lot of it. Less distraction. I'd go in there with the musicians, work on the thing, and then, yeah, we'll take time to finish things up. For instance, the new album that I have, which is called Salaga Soldier, we spent 5 years in recording that. 5 years during the days of the COVID, we were busy in the studio recording. So yes, I always find time for my passion. Yeah.
So coronavirus lamentation.
Yeah, coronavirus lamentation. Yes, it was a single that I released. Yes, coronavirus lamentation. Yeah, right.
So which one do you rather? Do you rather the radio lecture in our music? Is there one that you lean more to?
I would say, why choose one when you can have it all? Yeah.
Didn't we almost have it all? Whitney?
You say that. You see. So I will say that. I mean, when God blesses you so much with talent, you don't tell God that He has overblessed you, so He should take some away and leave you with one. I enjoy doing all that. Unfortunately, I live in a country where when you start with one talent, people know you for that talent. No matter how much more talents you have, you will never be recognized, unfortunately. People know Blakk Rasta as a radio person, first and foremost. I'm on radio, ranting and doing so many things. They say, oh, he's doing well. He's a great guy. But the moment I try to bring out any music, then there's trouble. In Ghana.
So the grind box you in.
Yes. They would say, oh, concentrate on the radio. Oh, you are a radio person. You are not a musician. Then listen, man. I went to the University of Central Missouri to teach. And whilst I was teaching, some Ghanaians wrote to the university to ask the university if truly Blakk Rasta was in there teaching or it was a hoax.
So,
because Shane, I don't do interviews and I tell them the chain of degrees that I have. I just keep it to myself. And when they ask me, it's just recently I started mentioning them because a lot of people still have that stereotype mind that Rastas are not educated or they're not interested in education. So I say it to glorify the journey, not to big up myself. So then they wrote to the university and the head of department called me and said, well, we had this letter from Ghana and they really want to find out if you are here or it's a hoax. Why don't they believe in your abilities? I said, well, the Ghanaian space of journalism is very hot and they will just need evidence. That's why I couldn't pull down my country. But it was bad mind. Bad mind people. A lot of people around us are nothing but bad mind. And then before the response came, I read from one of the papers in Ghana that, oh yeah, Blakk Rasta is in America and is teaching ganja studies.
You're teaching ganja studies?
Ganja studies, yes. Because I was one of the very first advocates of ganja in Ghana. One of the very first radical advocates. I've never smoked. I don't know what it tastes like to smoke marijuana or to smoke tobacco or fronto. I don't smoke. I've never smoked. I don't drink alcohol. I've never drank alcohol. I don't know what alcohol tastes like. I don't eat anything that is flesh or bones, things like that. But the fact that I was fighting for marijuana to be legalized in the country got me into trouble. And the Parliament House of Ghana invited me over. They said I had insulted parliamentarians. And for the first time in the history of the Republic, one man was brought into the Parliament House to explain to the parliamentarians why I said marijuana must be legalized and that even them, a lot of them were using marijuana. It was big news in Ghana. Interestingly, when I got to the Parliament House, the Speaker of Parliament, in his closing remarks, said, you see this gentleman here? I listened to his radio show religiously. I am one of his biggest fans. They did not expect that. So they brought me there to humiliate me. But at the end of the day, they gave me my flowers. So yes, we are bad mind people around us, but we always continue to glorify the Most High. It's a land that is so religious, but they do not accept the fact that God can give one man so many talents. It's bad mind. For instance, Beenie Man now is a known dancehall artist. If Beenie Man today starts to record one drop reggae music, if he was in Ghana, they will not accept him. If today Beenie Man says, okay, I'm a Christian and I'm recording Christian music, they will not accept him. I have been to some churches where the pastor stopped to preach because he had seen Blakk Rasta in there, and this is a critic of religion and some other things like that. He must leave before I continue preaching. But I forgive them because I think that we will all get to that level. Yeah.
Thank you, Blakk Rasta. That's yeah, Bell put up about the response. The George, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the African names. So Blakk Rasta is going to help me with that. He's from Sierra Leone, and he's watching. So please, Kpejlah. How do you pronounce that? It's Kipla.
Kpej.
Kpeg.
Okay.
Lah.
Pegla. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, English. Yeah, George Pegla. All right. So
yes.
He's watching from Sierra Leone, and he loves you and what you do.
Respect. Bless it.
All right. So big up from Hanover. to you in Sierra Leone, Hanover, Jamaica. George, thank you for watching. It is 9:43 p.m. here Thursday night. I do not know what time. It probably is Friday in Sierra Leone, right? I think so.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah. So they say they're teaching ganja studies and they want.
Yeah, ganja studies, yeah. Bad
This
mind
is
people.
serious. This is serious.
Yeah.
Is it and I'm going to sorry no, and I'm going to apologize before I ask this question, Blakk Rasta. And I do not want to offend my African brothers and sisters. But is it this bad mind and jealousy or whatever that made it possible for you all over there to sell your fellow brothers and sisters to the white man and send us all the way here to this part of the world? Is it that tendency to fight against each other?
Beautiful question. Yeah, I get asked this question too sometimes. You see, that is a little complicated. Yeah, I remember I met a few Jamaicans in Cape Coast. So, yo, bad people. You're bad people, you dirty people, while you sell we into slavery, man. Fire burn. Things like that.
Yeah,
And
Jamaicans have that. And we
yeah.
think that you are very much to be blamed
Yeah.
for the transatlantic slave trade to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Africa was an unknown continent for white men. They couldn't have penetrated the interlands. They didn't know it. And for millions of us to be able to find ourselves on ships, then come to this part of the world, you guys have a role to play in it and should take, especially the royal families of the various tribes in Ghana and in Nigeria or whatever. They played a role in it and should take a blame for that.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot dispute that. Africa has to blame. Yes, I mean, we have to take blame. But let us also look into it. Before the white man even came, there were tribal wars, the so-called tribal wars.
And the Arabs were there with slaves and all of those things.
Exactly. So those things were all happening and all things. I went into the slave dungeons in Ghana, and I realized that even parents were sending their own children to the white man to discipline. It's a sad story. I saw pegs, slave pegs in the ground. And the curator took me around and told me, you know what? This peg was for the teenagers. And that one was for the ones who were less than 10 years, who were sent into the dungeon because the white man who took their religion to them told them that he would train them better. So if you have a wayward child, train him the way he should go so that when he grows, he shall not depart from it. Bring him to the one who brought you the religion. Some of the time, they told them that they were going to send them abroad in their land and teach them some things, educate them and return them. But when they started sending them away and realized that some of them were not coming back, they decided not to do that. There were also others like Samori Toure and Babatu who were trying to fight the French, but had some local people also fighting them for fighting the slave guy. I don't want to call him a master. You see, and because of that, Samori Toure and Babatu would also fight some of the indigenous people and sell them to the same white man that they were supporting. So, some were selling thieves, some were selling prisoners of war that they didn't, ethnic groups that they didn't like and all that. In all its entirety, is so condemnable, is so terrible. Sometimes I read this history and I ask myself, what kind of brains did these people have? What happened? So when I see a man come up to me and tell me, yes, and your ancestors sold us into slavery, I said, I'm a slave myself. I am a slave myself because I am born into a country that is still enslaved. Come to Ghana, come to Nigeria. How many people want to be like white people? Come to Jamaica. We see a lot of bleaching in Jamaica. Who do you want to look like? You see? So instead of sitting back and blaming each other for selling each other, I think that we must concentrate our energy in breaking the chains of slavery. Because those chains are still real. It's like you've been arrested and put in prison. Then you are blaming each other. Who did what to land you in prison? No. Gather your energy and break the walls of the prison and escape. That's what I believe in. It's sad, my brethren. You come to Ghana. We have all the gold and diamond. But the idiot leaders are still running to the IMF and the World Bank collecting money that they will not live to pay. Our president is almost 90 years. He's going to die soon. Paul Biya is more than 90 years. He's going to die soon. All those guys are going to die very soon. But they are going for loans that will take 50 years to pay. Is it their ghost that will come back and pay for this? It's slavery. They wear suit, coat, and tie everywhere they go. They want to speak like the white man. They speak English better than Queen Elizabeth. It's still slavery. See? Look, in the hot sun, they are drinking tea when they should be drinking asana and all that. It's slavery. It's sad. So all these things, when people say that, say, yes, it's true. Something happened. Something went wrong. But now, we are all in chains. Can we gather all the energy, break the chains? And when we are free, we can come home like family and apportion blames and then punish whoever is supposed to be punished. For now, it would make so much sense fighting on the way to hell. That's what I tell people. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do you believe
slavery
in
happened? Reparation.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I was asked this, I would say I don't believe in it. How much are you going to give me to pay for the rape that my great-grandmother went through? How much? I won't even let your conscience set you free. That's if you have any conscience at all. Let the guilt be on you and weigh you down until you go. Your ancestors would also suffer like that. Generations to come will have that guilt. Don't give them the opportunity to come and give us some peanuts and tell us one day that they paid for the atrocities they took us through. I don't know why all these people are fighting for reparations and all, because I don't want that money.
Well, the University of the West Indies, our premier university here in Jamaica, they have reparations. I will even go as far as saying a reparations unit. I heard a well-known journalist here and talk show host here, Cliff Hughes, bigging up the work of the reparations committee, and I think it's led by Professor Vereen Shepherd. I think so. I could be wrong. And there are, well, I think even former Prime Minister PJ Patterson is very 100% behind this, and there are a lot of other intellectuals in the Caribbean and in the African diaspora that are behind this reparation movement, and they think that UK and France and all of these countries should pay us for, we should be paid some money for slavery. And at first I was enthusiastic about it, but there's a thing that is called scamming, and the young people who participated in that said they were taking reparations. The ironic thing about it is that they took the money from poor white people and then spent the money to buy goods and services from rich Indians, from rich Chinese, and from rich white people. So the cars, the liquor, the guns, and all of those name brand stuff that they bought, all of that money went back to the rich folks of other ethnicities, also rich white folks. And what it did is that particular areas in Jamaica, especially in Western Jamaica here, became hotspot because of crime and violence, and persons had guns and they were killing off each other. It still continues to spiral out of control. So when I looked at that, I said, the people, the ordinary people, went ahead and said they were getting reparations. And they got the reparations. And they did not use the reparations to buy land, build plazas, or anything like that. They didn't wash the money. They just used the money to buy consumer goods. And one of those consumer goods they buy is gun to kill themselves. And what we have in Jamaica is basically a proliferation of funeral homes and guns and liquor and more lifestyle diseases, whether it is diabetes and more crashes on the road because they're driving fast cars that they can't drive and all of these things. So when I assess all of that, I said, this reparation things, this money is eventually just going to go back to them because we are going to use it to buy goods and services that they produce and technologies that they produce.
Exactly that, Shane Ray. I mean, the reasoning is strong. You see, I will say again, we are still in chains. We are still enslaved. We are still in prison. You don't have a party in prison. No. Reparation is like a party in prison. Look,
I've never heard it said that way before.
Well, I mean, that is what it is. Reparation is a party in prison. You are in prison and you are asking to be served delicious party meals. You will finish eating these meals when they come in with a whip. One whip on your back will evaporate all the food that you have eaten. It will go. You are tickling yourself and laughing. What Africa needs right now, what black people need right now is liberation from that mind.
Yeah. And I said to myself that I think what I'm more interested in is how is it that we're going to use all the social sciences, and I mean sensible social sciences now, whether it's psychology, psychiatry, sociology, and even religion, to deal with the psychological effects of slavery, because the psychological effects of slavery. And if we can attune to our mind and fix our mind, then we should be better off, because the materials of the money will go, as you rightly said, the masters who give us this money will come back for it, and they're going to find ways and means to get it, because they're going to attach certain conditionalities. For example, they say, oh, you have to come to our university to study this and study that and all of these things, and those monies will go right back to them. So you're right, it is none but ourselves can free our mind.
Exactly. When Bob Marley sang that, when Haile Selassie said that, he meant it in toto. Shane, look, as it stands right now, I don't believe in reparations. Reparations are only a way to free the mind of the oppressor who raped my great-grandmother, who sodomized my great-grandfather, who slaughtered my brethren and sistren like goats. There's nothing they would ever give me that will pay or compensate for that atrocity. Let it be an indelible mark on their brains, is a scar on humanity. It must stay there. How much money are you going to get? Do you know how much money these greedy African leaders are stealing? It's more than what they are asking for in reparations. Do you know how much these Caribbean leaders are stealing? We are basically killing ourselves in Jamaica. On the streets of Jamaica, guns are backing every day. You go to other Caribbean countries, it is like that.
Yeah, Trinidad.
We don't love each other.
Trinidad is following closely behind us. Probably even getting worse than Jamaica.
We don't love each other, and you want reparations. Who are you going to give that to? They are just going to build much. I don't even care what they want to use it for. It's not even needed. We should not give them the opportunity, the easy way to clean that out of their minds. It must stay with them till eternity. That's what I believe in.
Mr. Jamrock is saying the reparations committee should first ask for reparations from the descendants of enslavers who are still living in Jamaica, and then Grand Meeting might take them seriously. So ask those here first before you go to they can't do that. It's going to cause. It's going to, yeah. Because who are you going to ask? You're going to ask me, because a lot of us here are, fortunately and unfortunately, we are the descendants of white landowners and all these things. That's how things that's how life are. That's how life are. Probably you should ask the richer ones, the ones who are closer to the white hierarchy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's terrible, man. I mean, we have bigger fights, and I think that we shouldn't give them a chance to free themselves from this scar. In Jamaica, right now, a lot of the lands are owned by slave owners and their descendants. Even right now in Jamaica, in some other Caribbean countries, it's like that. In Zimbabwe, that was why Robert Mugabe did what he did. He lived in Zimbabwe, yet a big chunk of the arable lands and so on and so forth were owned by white farmers. And he didn't see why he was calling his country independent, and so on and so forth. Of course, some wrongs had been done, left, right, and center, and all that. But this reparation thing, it doesn't sink well with me. With all respect to those who believe in it, I wouldn't accept any money from that. If they brought me that money and said, Blakk Rasta, this is the chunk of the money. Like my president went out there, was asking for reparations. I asked him, these reparations that you're looking for, you still run to the white man and sell out your people. You allow Chinese to come into this country, dig up our land and destroy the land, looking for gold, shoot the indigenous, and nothing happens in the courtyard. You are worse than this who sold us into slavery. Your hands are so dirty. You go out there, you are looking for reparations. For who? I honestly don't want it. Nah. It should stay like that. Let that scar continue to grow bigger and bigger in their minds. African people built America. We built England. We have the capacity to build Africa back. A lot of Jamaicans are in Ghana. They've built a whole Jamaican city. See? They are conscientizing a lot of African people. Yes. When you sit with some of these Rasta Jamaicans and they are talking to you, some of them might be illiterate, but they have the natural home wisdom. What in Ghana we call a fie nyansa. They have gone through the middle passage and it's taught them something else that we have never known. So when they talk to you, you feel the pain and you won't go around laughing like somebody who has just swallowed some laughing gas. No, it's time to be serious. It's time to be serious. How do you live in a country? Your own country folks are enslaving you. You leave them out and run out looking for reparations from what happened over 400 years ago. You are not being realistic. You are lazy. You are lazy upstairs. You should let it work. The girls are all bleaching. They are all wearing wigs that look like Halloween witches, walking all over. All of them are doing that. They don't even respect their natural hair anymore. Everybody's wearing a wig. Some of them dye it pink.
Yeah. Jamaicans,
some wear it green and all that.
Jamaicans are spending $25,000, $30,000 on weave.
Lord God have mercy. Yet there are a lot of Jamaicans out there who can't even find one meal a day to eat. They have to get violent before they can eat something. Things can change if we direct the energy into the right places. In Ghana, it's the same story. I tell a young girl that I like her. The next thing, she gets home and she sends me a text message and says, you know, I haven't eaten. Can you order a meal for me? And all that. A lot of the young girls are doing things that they shouldn't have done because of what is happening presently. The system has impoverished them. The leaders are no longer thinking. All the Kwame Nkrumahs and the Marcus Garveys are gone. Now we have the thieves who are sitting in there. That's why I made that tune, Thief President, on the Salaga Soldier album. Some people saw it to be rude, but I was excited in my spirit that I had made a song like that. And when they asked me, who did you sing this song about? I said, much as is for all African leaders who are corrupt, The big one goes to my president, Nana Akufo-Addo. And he knows I am an honest man. I try to be honest. I don't hate him. I hate his deeds. That is why this song is directed at him. Yes, that's it. We don't mince words. I won't play politics with it. And no, it's for you. The song was made for you because you did A, B, C, D, E, F. That's it. That's what reggae music has taught me. Reggae music has taught me to be bold. Reggae music is not euphemistic music or futuristic music. It's the music of the time. It's a conscious tool. It says it the way it's supposed to be said. When Bob Marley sang, he sang with energy and power. Peter Tosh went straight for the jugular vein.
Yeah, Peter Tosh doesn't mix it. He just right
straight up.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Probably I like him more than Bob Marley.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I love Peter Tosh.
Yeah.
Hey, I could listen to Peter Tosh all day, being interviewed. I learned a lot and a lot more.
Marcus Garvey said, Africa for the Africans. So Miss Jamrock is asking, do you believe in us coming back?
Oh, well, I wouldn't even call it coming back. It's coming home. Yeah, you're coming home. Why? It's a brother who was taken out by force. It's a brother who was betrayed by our common ancestor. I said this before. Yes, at a lecture of Jamaicans and so many other people, when I was invited to deliver a lecture, I said, when Caribbeans, Jamaicans, and everybody, when we see them enter this country, you know what we should do? We should all line up at the airport. Dance to accept them home. Cry because we have missed them. Give them free accommodation and free land. Feed them for free until they themselves say, we have settled home now. We are here to contribute to the development of our land. Until then, they have to be fed for free. They pay no tax. They get free accommodation. It's an honor. It is a chance for you to compensate in a way what happened to our beloved brothers and sisters. If I was taken on the Middle Passage, probably I would have become a crazy man going around slaughtering people night and day. I wasn't taken on that journey, but anytime I read about it, it's like I was taken too. And I get wild and fierce. I don't laugh because I am angry. I am angry. The biggest crime that ever happened in humanity was the selling of human beings like chattels. And nobody should politicize this. It was a crime, heinous crime. And people must accept responsibility and blame. I accept it. Our common ancestor. Remember, it's not me. Our common ancestor. When you say you Africans sold us, you are cutting yourself from the African branch. You are still African. Our common father betrayed us. We must blame him. We are sons. If our father misbehaved, you don't blame me. I'm a son like you. Let us blame our father and curse him wherever he is. Go to his grave, spit on his grave, and call him a traitor. But when sons start fighting each other, then the father goes free.
I hear you, I hear. So we are welcome to come back home.
Yes, yes, yes. Look, if I were president, and I'm glad that I was one of those who pushed for Jamaican people to be able to come to Ghana without any visa. I was always at the government, pushing it and saying that, hey, listen, man. And I'm glad that Jamaicans in Ghana saw the work that we did. And they gave me a beautiful award. I said, this award, honestly, I appreciate, but it will make more meaning to me when I see my brethren and sisters return home with no bitterness, accepted beautifully and nicely. A lot of Jamaicans feel at home in Ghana because we don't eat ackee in Ghana, yet we have millions of ackee trees, so Jamaicans eat that alone. See? Yes, ackee free. We don't eat that in Ghana. We just live it. And my Jamaican brethren would come and get it. And salt fish is very cheap in Ghana. So, I mean, yeah, so you're at home. You're at home. And we love Jamaicans. I don't know if you've been told this, but the moment you start speaking with a Jamaican accent, oh my God, all the ladies want you. All the ladies want you. All the ladies. The moment you start speaking Jamaican patois, they love you. They love the Jamaican patois more than the American accent, more than the British accent. I think and believe that it is a connection. The moment you speak it, it sparks something inside every Ghanaian. In Nigeria, it's the same thing. They naturally love you. They want to share things with you and accept you. But I do know that the time is coming. Yeah.
So no to reparations, but yes to repatriation.
Yeah, for real. Yes. Repatriation. You are right. We love it. We must have all our brethren home. Imagine how strong we will be when we come together.
Yeah. Barely saying I'm going there to live, love, laugh out loud. And then I think Winsome said good night, Winsome. And I'm seeing Simone saying whenever you talk about corruption, they think of disrespect when they are the crooks leading the people astray. Yeah. So the Rasta Shrine, More Fire, Ganja Minister, Natty Bongo, Naked Wire, Voice of the African Rebel, Born Dread, Ancestral Moon Splash, Kuchu,
Kuchoku.
Kuchoku.
Good.
Kuchuku, Revolution.
Yes.
Timbuktu by road.
Yes.
And Salaga Soldier.
Yeah.
That's 11. Which is your favorite? Which is your favorite?
Well, all of them are my children and I love them same way. But I will say that the newest album is my best because we grow every second. This album took the longest to record and produce. And that album is Salaga Soldier. That is what we have put in for the Grammys right now. And when you listen to it, it was all recorded live, solid production, and the energy is solid. It's an album of 20 tracks. And this album, even from the name, Salaga is a place in the northern region of Ghana, the northern part of Ghana. And that place is good that we just moved out of slavery and we are going to slavery again. Salaga was a market for slaves. Salaga is a slave market or was a slave market. Today, when you go to Salaga, you still see the pegs that slaves were tied to and some other things. I don't like calling them slaves. They were free people who were enslaved. You see? So that kind of thing you find in Salaga is a town in the northern part of Ghana. Now, Salaga means getting used to or acclimatizing oneself to something or an area. It was a place that was so rich, had so much going on. So anybody who came there wanted to stay there because it was peaceful and beautiful until the enslavers came in. And when they came in, they carried people from Niger, from Nigeria, from Togo, from Kenya, and all those places through that market and sold them out. But there were people who fought against slavery. A lot of people don't say that. A lot of Africans fought against slavery. In Benin, at the time called Dahomey, and even in the Gold Coast.
Yeah, Dahomey, yes.
Yes, they fought seriously against slavery. And I call them the Salaga soldiers. They were those who the chiefs and kings sent out to prevent people from enslaving the people of the area. So this album is dedicated to everybody who fought against slavery. That's why it's called Salaga Soldier. The Salaga soldier was a soldier who fought against slavery. And he was a man who had a lot of spiritual power. It was said that no bullet could penetrate their skin, just like Penani. So they fought against slavery. So this album is a whole dedication to all who tried to stop slavery. And by their actions, they were able to reduce the impact of slavery. That is what it is.
How do you expect that this album will be received by the Grammy, the folks at the Grammy? Will you be in attendance? Do you think
Yeah, of course. I mean, I expect that it will be received well at a time that a lot of people think that reggae music is fading, at a time that a lot of people are adding foreign sounds into reggae music in order to try and keep it afloat. I don't think that we need all that. We have to go back to the roots. The way Bob Marley played it is still very authentic. The way Peter Tosh played it is still very authentic. Bonnie Wailer and all those wonderful legends of reggae music. Today, Burning Spear is still touring. The other day he was in Zimbabwe. I watched him live just last week. He's moving from one country to the other. Yellow Man is still touring.
I saw something about him. Where was he? I saw him on a bus.
He was in Zimbabwe. Yeah, Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, man. They are still touring. So this album is that kind of album that has a lot of rootsy Jamaican reggae with a lot of African influence in that. Now we can hear kora in reggae, talking drum in reggae, or the dondo. We also have the xylophone in there. We have the kologo. These are indigenous African instruments infused into the beautiful Jamaican creation of reggae. I'm telling you that if Bob Marley was alive today, he would sit back and say, "Oh, bless my soul. This was where I expected the music to go." Bob Marley said, this music will grow and grow and grow until it reaches its natural audience.
And it is for the liberation of Africa, huh?
Exactly that. So for Africans to embrace reggae music like this, actively get into it, and have the music liberate Africa, and direct the thinking and the mindset of people like Muta Baruka directed mine from the start. I think that if you're looking for an album that the Grammy will truly pick out as it's on its course of rewarding excellence, I think this is an excellent album. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Excellent. It kickstarts with the song Sodom and Gomorrah that you played earlier. And it's a song a lot of people love. Around.
And the law in Ghana, has it been passed?
Well, it's not been passed. It's left with, I think, 2 days more for them to sign it. And the president is running away from. You see, I keep telling them, you don't like homosexuals and gays, but you love their money. You go to them and ask them to bring you money, but you don't like their acts. You are being hypocritical. If you don't like them, don't accept their money. You are lazy people. You are people who are refusing to think. Why should you be called the Gold Coast? When the same white man came into your land, he saw so much gold. He was shocked. He had a heart attack. He was like, what? This is called the Gold Coast. See? Gold Coast. Then you leave all the gold and run after him and be asking him for money. For me, it's a shame. Kamala Harris was in Ghana. She came and made a lot of noise in the country, so arrogant, speaking to the people so arrogantly. Homosexuality is a human right. Yes, I don't care what your laws say here. Homosexuality is a human right. And you know what my president said? He was just nodding and nodding and nodding. And when Kamala Harris finished speaking, you know what he told her? He said, yes, the bill has gone to parliament, but wait and see how I'll handle it. It will finally come to my table and you will see how I'll handle it. I don't know if he thought the cameras were off at the time. This was what the president said, that the bill had gone to parliament. But Kamala shouldn't worry. The bill will come out of the parliament onto his table. She should just watch how he will deal with it. And we are seeing exactly what he told Kamala Harris. And this is in the public. I'm not making up anything.
So he won't sign it.
No, how would he told Kamala that I'm not, this is it. Wait, watch what I will do to that. Don't bother your head. While she was speaking, she was waving a check in front of him like this. A check, 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 check. Right after that, she sat down and signed the check. And he stood there like a good boy with his hands behind him. Now the cartoons are all over the internet that you can see. The photos are there. He stood there, she signed the check, and he took the check. What did they do with the money? The same old TV. They use it for political campaigns and some other things that do not benefit the people of the country. Yet they sell out the people every time. Yes.
Elections coming up in December.
December 7. Mm-hmm. Yes, and his party is going to lose because his party has done so much to belittle Ghanaians. It's so sad. If I were him, I would have resigned a long time ago. And his vice president, he's pushing him to become president. It's an insult. This is the only time, all my 50 years on earth, that I have seen a political party that is campaigning against its own policies that it put in place. Can you believe that? You have come into power. You're saying that there should be taxes on betting. All the youth in Ghana have stopped going to school. They are now betting. Betting is giving them more money than education. They are out there digging out gold. They don't want to go to school. You are in school. Your colleague is on the gold fields digging illegal gold. He builds 6 houses and buys 4 cars. You are in school. Your father is still paying your school fees. Teachers are leaving the school. They are going to the gold mines, illegal gold mines. And you should come and see Ghana water. It's like chocolate tea. It's like chocolate drink that they have made. Very dirty. So we are crying. We're telling you, you are killing us. People are getting cancer. They are dying. And then you come out and tell us, oh, the last time you tried to stop the illegal mining, you almost lost an election. So this time, you are not going to try it. You don't want to lose the election. You love political power more than the lives of the people of this country. It's sad. These are the dunder-headed leaders we have. No common sense. They only want political power. No sense. How can a man speak like this? You see children born with 2 hairs. Some are born with teeth. In my days, children were not born with teeth. Children were born. It took time for them to grow teeth. Now some of them have 1 eye, just 1 eye in front of them. All because of these things. Mutations are coming. Because you want to win an election, you do not want to deal with it. Oh Lord, it's terrible, man. Terrible, man. Terrible, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, and they want to retain power. When thief president came out, it lashed out at them. So when they have their parties, they don't invite me because they know when I come there, I'm going to sing thief president. See? And I'm glad that it is happening. Yes, Shane Reid.
We are going for our final break and then we soon come back.
and the Bay Main Road, Hanover. 1 year anniversary special promotion serving local and Asian cuisine, sweet and sour chicken, shrimp fried rice, and chicken fried rice, chicken chow mein, shrimp chow mein, and so much more. Purchase only 3 long box food and get 1 small box free. Purchase any 5 long box food and get 2 small box free of sweet and sour chicken with noodle. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 876-374-4704 for delivery in your area. You can't afford to miss this.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
All right, viewers, welcome back to Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed, and we're sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill and 77 Restaurant, and they are both located in one in Hopewell and one in Sandy Bay. All right, and we are speaking for the past 2 hours at least with our brother from the motherland, from Africa, and particular, to be specific, Ghana, Blakk Rasta. A wonderful conversation. I think one of the best conversations I've had in a long while. So it's an interview, it's a reasoning, it's a everything in a one. We are between philosophy, psychology, sociology, politics, musicology, and all of those things. All right, cool. All right. So, welcome back.
Yes, thank you, Shane.
And thank you for being with us.
Respect, man. Blessed. Yeah.
Bell says you are a powerful man, and this is the best interview we got. Blakk Rasta, yeah.
Oh, give thanks. Love, love, love. I'm enjoying it too.
Yes, yeah. We're enjoying it too much. The album. So how many songs on that album? The reggae
20 tracks on one album. It starts with Sodom and Gomorrah, that song that you just played right now. Let the fire come, Oja, Kokono, fire, fire, fire. Let your fire come, and Sodom and Gomorrah. Verse 1. Bring down the fire, Jehovah. We need the fire, oh Jaja. Burn down the system, burn down the state, punish the leader. So many church yet sinner increase, Roman father in a pedophilia. We no have no love now, it's man to man, too much wickedness. So let the fire come, oh Jah, Kokono. Fire, fire, fire. Let your fire come, and Sodom and Gomorrah. So many churches, yet the sin is always increasing. In Ghana, every 2 centimeters you find a church.
It is Jamaica.
Oh my God.
Jamaica has the most churches per square mile. I don't know.
Lord God have mercy.
I don't think Ghana is beating us. Is Ghana beating us?
We have more churches in Ghana than we have sea sand. Every centimeter you go, you find a church. More churches than hospitals and schools. Yet the sin is always increasing. The Roman father who lays hands on us to pray for us and bless us, a lot of them are pedophiles. It's not me saying it. A Google search, simple one, BBC will tell you. A lot of children were defiled, sodomized in the Catholic Church. And the punishment is to transfer them to the next church so they can continue with the atrocities. A lot of this. So this is what we've put together in this song. But I went all the way to Sodom and Gomorrah. I went to Israel and I took the opportunity to take a trip and go to Sodom and Gomorrah. Of course, the two cities are no longer there, but you see the remnants. They are still called Sodom and Gomorrah. And I saw the reality of the Bible. I saw how the whole place, you just light a match like this and throw it and catches fire. There's so much sulfur all over the place. And you see with evidence that there was a huge fire that consumed the whole area. Up till now, nothing really grows in the area. I went to Sodom and Gomorrah and I saw it with my two eyes. The pillars of salt, we were told, you see this one here, you see that one here, that must be called a pillar of salt. And when you pick the rocks, cast them up, you see salt in there. The whole area is salty. The Bible is a powerful history book, very spiritual, depending on how you use it. My brother, when I saw this, I told myself, no, sir, I must make a song. But Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible was more than just man sleeping with man and woman sleeping with woman. It was a whole lot of crime scene.
It was a total decay of society in a sense.
Exactly. But when we talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, we only relegate it to man and man sleeping together and woman sleeping together. So I'm telling them that a lot of countries in Africa and outside Africa today, the leaders, they did worse than what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. A lot of them are still doing worse than what the Sodomites did, the Gomorrahites did. So if they were turned into pillars of salt, we need fire on these leaders now. And fire stands for purification. Drop some fire in Cameroon. Burn up the leader, swallow him. Burn up one right there in Togo. Burn up the leader, swallow him and take him to hell. Then send another fire straight up to Ghana. Swallow the president, take him to hell. Swallow all those wicked leaders apart from the presidents. They deserve it. Uganda. Museveni is another one. I have a tune called Bastard Museveni. I heard when he arrived in Kenya. This was the song playing at the airport. President of Uganda arrives in Kenya, and at the airport, they are playing Bastard Boy Museveni from Blakk Rasta. They said he was so, and the Kenyan media reported that he was so embarrassed that quickly they had to call the radio station that was playing it and shut them down. And again, a simple Google search will take you to the full story. We are not making up anything.
Do you know Bobby Wine?
Yes, Bobby Wine is on the song. This song I'm talking about.
I didn't listen. Wow, I should have listened to that one.
Yes, it's Bastard Boy Museveni.
I saw it, but somehow I didn't listen. So I would have probably heard that Bobby is on that. How is he doing?
You. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing so good. He's a nice brother. And we're looking forward to a total liberation for the people. I mean, people are so good when they are struggling and trying to liberate the people. Unfortunately, a lot of them come into power and repeat the same old things that dirty leaders do.
You are reading. You're reading my mind, and I'm watching Bobby, especially on X. I haven't seen him posted that a lot since the latter part of this year, from July coming down. But I'm saying these folks, they liberate even the one that was mentioned, I think by Miss Jamrock. And Miss Jamrock is asking if you do a lecture in Jamaica. She asked that earlier.
Yeah, sure. I would love to. Oh, I would love to. There's a lot we can talk about.
I don't know if she wants to use her links and connection to set that up. Or probably even between you and her and Bell, set up some connection, because I saw Bell did with a photo with Mutabaruka. I think they were in Montego Bay somewhere there.
Oh wow!
So they probably could set up something that you could do some lecturing in Jamaica, etc.
I would love it, man. I would love it.
And there's a program on IRFM. Yeah, there's a photo. Yeah, so probably Bell could work on something.
Wow, beautiful.
And make that possible.
This Barry Hammond, and that's Mutabaruka. Yeah, am I right? Is that Barry?
That's not Barry. Actually, that's one of our friends. That's one of our friends. One of my fellow hosts, that Alan Lewin, well known.
Oh, beautiful. Big up Alan Barris.
So he was given an award by a well-known restaurant chain in Montego Bay. Bell, that's Spirits Restaurant, right? Yeah. So probably they could arrange something for you to do a lecture.
I will be so glad, so happy to do it. Yeah.
But back to these Bobby Wine and all of these things, and I am so concerned that they will just repeat the cycle.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Wine has a lot of energy. Yes. We know how he went through the ghetto, how he started to manage in the ghetto, singing a lot of reggae music and dancehall concerts. But he himself will tell you in his own story that in a space of 10 hours, he moved from abject poverty to extreme riches. Some people picked him up and said, yeah, you are so influential in the ghetto. People love you. In America, they say inner cities and all that. You see? So when we pick you up and then do this for you and that for you, you could stand for MP. He said, really, me? Okay, why not? So they repackaged him, put it up. He used to have locks. The locks got chopped up. And then he went in there. And but I love his spirit, because he's still representing reggae and dancehall. And he's still telling them that it is me, Bobby Wine. I want, anytime I have the opportunity to talk to him, these are some of the things that I want to always reiterate. Remember that you were once in the shoes of the majority. Don't let them down. You have the opportunity. You were singing that in your music. Now it's time to put all the talk into a walk. Walk the talk. We've seen it happen. Yeah.
Last political thing, South Africa. Your thoughts on what South Africa has become or is becoming?
All right. So I was in South Africa the other day, and I have a poem that was banned by YouTube. And it is called A Letter to Shabalala. It's a poem, no instrument, straight poem. The poem became so popular in Nigeria and all over West Africa. It was about the xenophobic attacks, killing so many people. In fact, their own people from West Africa and beyond. I put it in a poem. I shot the video in a certain location. Because of the legal nature of the thing, I leave out the name. So we went there. It was a Zulu community. I got somebody to volunteer to play in the poem. So we did it nicely. And when we released it, the area reported it to YouTube and told YouTube that no permission was granted for the video shoot. And the person who did it, they tried to sack him. We had to come in, and the video was pulled down. My brother, South Africa is a very beautiful country, but they have set our brothers against each other. They are so bloodthirsty, they can slaughter you and kill you, and they will not feel away. I sat in a taxi when I arrived at the airport, Oliver Tambo Airport, taking us to our residence. And then I asked the taxi driver, all right, so this xenophobic attacks that happened last month and all that, did you ever take part in it? I said, yeah, I didn't really want to, but I have to defend myself. I said, defend yourself against who? He said, my friends were killing people, and if I didn't kill, they would fight me and say that I'm supporting the people. I said, which people? Then he said, immigrants. They don't call them immigrants, they call them foreigners in their accent. Foreigners. In South Africa, when somebody points at you and says, foreigner, it's like saying Batman in Jamaica. People are running after you because you come from another country. The next thing, they put a setting wheel on you and set you on fire. I have seen with my naked eyes.
Necklace.
Mm-hmm. They shoot. They don't even waste bullets now. They torture you till you die painfully. And it's sad. Nigeria gave free scholarship to South Africa when South Africa was going through apartheid. Ghana gave free education to South Africa and all that. And many other African countries. One of our great reggae singers in Africa sang about fire in Soweto. Sonny Okusans. He died recently. Fire in Soweto, burning all the people. It was considered one of the biggest anti-apartheid songs by the BBC. Today, Nigerians are being killed. In a long story, cut short, what is happening in South Africa is very terrible. As Malema would say, you are not chasing those who are putting you in this predicament. You are rather chasing your brothers who supported you when you were in the predicament and killing them. It's sad in South Africa. They don't want to hear foreigner. It's terrible. In South Africa, the best places are controlled by the white. My brother, take a walk and go to Soweto. I go to Johannesburg, all the top areas. And then when I enter Soweto, I ask myself if this is still part of South Africa. Take your time and go through the history of Soweto, how Soweto was built, why it was called Soweto, how many great leaders, Steve Biko and all these people, Mandela and all these people. Yet go and see. White people have taken over all the businesses there, all the beautiful lands, and relegated black people to the blighted lands. And that is where the violence is coming from. When xenophobic attacks are happening, it's coming from Soweto. Drugs, Soweto. Rape and abortion, Soweto. When politicians need some uprising, they go to Soweto and hire the boys. They give them drugs and guns and ask them to come out and do things. It's so sad. It's terrible. It's terrible. But again, we are still in prison. It's not time to point fingers at who is wrong and who is wrong. Right. It's time to break the prison walls. Come out. We can sit as a family and sort out some of these problems amongst us.
What role do you think your Grammy nominating album will play in getting us out of that?
Oh, wow. Nobody ever asked me this. Whoa.
Really?
I like that. Yeah. In fact, I think now your salary should be made 20 times what you've been receiving. Yes, for real. Well, I would say that first and foremost, it's going to please the spirit of Bob Marley. Because this reggae Grammy has never come to Africa. Yet Africa is the biggest consumer of reggae. Hey! Any country in the world can betray reggae, not Africa. Today, Africa is the biggest consumer of reggae. Eric Donaldson was in Ghana. He was carried in a palanquin like a king. They asked him, do you want a Ghanaian citizenship? We want to give it to you. You know the answer he gave them? He said, oh, me would I like it, but me is a citizen of Brazil. That's what Eric Donaldson said. So he didn't get the citizenship because he's already a citizen of Jamaica and Brazil. Rita Marley was made Queen Mother in Ghana. She's still a Queen Mother. Joseph Hill Culture was made a king in Ghana. And anytime he came to Ghana, he was carried in a palanquin and people danced around him. When we get the Grammy, it is going to be a very powerful tool in the hands of Africa through that big conduit pipe of Jamaica to spread the conscious message of the African story. How? Now, there's going to be a certain focus because we've had great reggae artists who learned a lot from the beautiful reggae music from Jamaica. Somebody like Alpha Blondy, somebody like Lucky Dube, my own mentor Raskimono, and much more. They never ever got a Grammy. Some of them have passed on, like Lucky Dube and Raskimono. When it comes into our hands, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring it to Jamaica. I'll leave it in Jamaica for one whole month. First, I'm going to put it on the grave of Bob Marley and leave it there for 1 week. Then I take it from there, take it to the grave of Peter Tosh, put it there for another 1 week to say thank you for this beautiful gift. From there, I take it to the grave of Bonnie Wailer, put it there. The Wailers. Show it out to the whole of Jamaica before I take it to Africa. To say, listen, this award is for Jamaica, but Jamaica has loaned it to us in Africa to also spread the message of reggae. Hallelujah. I can't wait for that time.
And you believe that will happen?
Yes, I do believe that. Listen, the music, I was shocked when Dancehall Mag called me and said, yo, yeah, we heard your album and we want to have an interview with you. Yes, we believe your album is authentic. I said, Jamaica says my album is authentic. Of course, we know in Africa that is authentic. But for Jamaica to endorse it, my brother, this is bigger than a Grammy. Jamaica authenticated. Dancehall Mag is a respected blog. I go there every time. Dancehall Mag wrote. A lady there called Claudia Gardner wrote that story. And I checked it out and I'm like, blood and fire.
I know that name. I think I know that name.
Yes, Claudia Gardner. That's the name. And I'm like, wow. And it's like, yeah, right now a lot of people are really moving away. Some people are moving away from the authentic reggae. But this African man has come into the thick of the authentic thing. For me, it gladdens my heart, and I can't wait to do what has never been done. A Grammy that is on the grave of Bob Marley for 1 week. I take it up, take it straight to Peter, and then to Bonnie, and then I say Jamaica. Thank you, man. I return it after 1 year. Oh my God. Waiting for that.
What next in terms of your music?
Yeah, right now, I'm looking forward to, well, we recorded a lot of things. I already have about 2 albums sitting down there. We have a dub.
2 albums?
Yes.
2 more albums?
2 more albums sitting down there waiting to be released.
So that would be 13 albums?
13 albums, yeah. And then we have a dub of the whole album, Salaga Soldier album. Remember I told you we recorded over a period of 5 years? Yeah, so we have so many songs that are sitting down. My next project is going to be the dub of the Salaga Soldier album. And then I have an album of African music. I've never done that all my life. It's always been reggae, 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 reggae. This time, it continues to be reggae. But I've been inspired to release an African album, as in music from across Africa. It's not only Afrobeat. No, we have so much. High life is on it. But of course, it's sung in my style as a reggae singer. I'm not an African music singer. What inspired me to the core was reggae. And I can't run away from that. I can't lie about it. So when I even sing African music, you still feel the reggae in it, because that's who I am. That album is going to be coming out. See? Yeah. So that's what we want to do. In the interim, I hope to be in Jamaica just after about a week for a few days to be able to interact with the media and also to see the beautiful land of Jamaica for the first time. And of course, that will be a way to return to Jamaica over and over. I will see the president, in fact, we call him the prime minister, to see the possibility of making me an ambassador for Jamaica to bridge the gap between the two beautiful countries.
When you see Andrew, bring him up for me. He's my prime minister and also my party leader. Let's not get into that. Let's not get let's not get into that. Let's back to the music. So where will you be performing next? And how can we reach you out on social media and all of those stuff?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I have a number of concerts lined up. I'm going to be in Senegal. I'm also going to be in Burkina Faso. I'm going to be at the African Reggae Festival, headlined by Tiken Jaffa Kole in Abidjan, that's in La Côte d'Ivoire. Then I have my own Kuchoko Roots Festival. 2 Jamaican artists have been spoken to, and they will be invited to come over and play. Anthony B, who is on this album. We have a song called The Barber Shop, and Anthony B is part of it. And this song was originally done by a great Jamaican singer that I have loved and still love, Jacob Miller. And he originally sang it as Tenement Yard. But in a dream, I saw him singing bare-chested. And then he was singing this song, Tenement Yard. And I'm like, the man is about to change it to barber shop. He's going to sing about a barber. Then all of a sudden, he turned to me on the left and said, you will sing that song, not me. I turned it in my mind over and over. Finally, I had to record it. So, Tenement Yard is now barber shop. Rastaman don't go in a barber shop. Rastaman can sit in a barber chair to my combi and trim me. Shavy and cutty. Banga langa banga hand bogo yaga. Carry go and bring come. Too much watchy no natty. Cookie no kali. Eh? I don't know why. I will go to barber shop. Or even sit in a little barber chair. You see, that is how the song goes.
Ooh, love. Yeah.
And Anthony B is on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone living at tenement yard.
Tenement yard. Yes. So Anthony B is on it. And we are inviting Anthony B to Ghana. We are also bringing Kenyatta Hill. He is the son of Culture, Joseph Hill. He's also coming down. The 2 artists are going to be on stage at Kuchoko Roots Festival in Ghana. And then we'll have a tour of Ghana. And after that, I will also be around. So next year is going to be really, really busy. But I'll be in Jamaica first to take the blessing from the reggae ancestors. And when I am back on that journey, their spirit will continue to be with me for absolute accomplishment.
When is Grammy again?
Grammy, the next stage is going to be announced on the 8th of November. That is when it will be decided that, okay, so these are the 5 albums or 6 albums that we've chosen. Remember, there are 75 albums that are in there. For reggae alone, last year it was 65. The genre is growing. Now we have 75. And out of the 75, 70 will be put aside and 5 or 6 will be chosen. We believe, we know that will be part of the chosen. And once we are part of it, we have the support of Jamaica and the support of Africa. Who can be against you when Jah is with you? So we will bring the trophy home.
If Jah is standing by my side, then why should I be afraid of the pestilence that falleth, man?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's it.
Where can we find you on social media? Yeah,
all right. On all social media platforms, I am Blakk Rasta. BLAKK RASTA. BLAKK for Black, and Rasta is RASTA. You will find me on all social media platforms, including TikTok. I am also on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. All over, it is Blakk Rasta. Remember, the spelling is BLAKK RASTA. And we continue to keep it conscious and powerful.
What is it that you hope your legacy will be?
My legacy is the legacy of the servant. I am just a tool in the hands of the Most High Jah. And I pray to him every time and I say, use me as you please. Use me to touch humanity. I tell my children that when I'm no more, all I want to hear, that's if I still have ears to hear, is that he came and saved. I didn't come to lord it on people. I didn't come to rule people. I keep saying it in Ghana. I will never be president of Ghana. There was a time there was a lot of pressure on me to become an MP because people thought I had enough influence to be an MP. I knew I could easily have gone in there, but I told them that is not my calling. I am a kingmaker. I make kings. That's my calling. I am supposed to sit back and say, oh, I think this man is conscious enough. Shane Reid is good enough to be the, MP for this area or that area or the president of his country. Let us support him. Whilst he's president or MP, I stay behind and I watch when he's going wrong. We come in and whisper into his ears, I think you are in the wrong direction. This is what should be done. And if he's not listening, there must be a way of uprooting him so somebody else will come in, like in the biblical days when Samuel went and anointed David and removed Saul by the orders of the Most High Jah because he had gone on the rough road, bad road.
What is it about Jamaican culture that you like the most and that just want you to come and imbibe?
Yeah, I'll tell you something. It's a confession. And any person that I meet, I normally look at them in the eye and I talk to them and I don't shiver. I don't have anything, any kind of fear is too much, not fear, but any kind of whatever. But when I meet Jamaican people, I feel that I owe them something. When I'm speaking to Jamaican people, I am most humble. Most humble. It doesn't matter whether the person is a drunkard, the person is a murderer. The name Jamaica, because looking at the history, Jamaican people are Ghanaians except the Chinese and the Indians who are in there. The rest of them are Ghanaian. It is what it is. They are Ghanaian. When I see a Jamaican, I see a brother. When I see a Jamaican, I see a sister. And I feel that I owe this person so much love. And that thinking alone humbles me to the ground. This interview or this reasoning we are having, I tell you, man, if it was on the BBC, the same thing I'm going to be saying. If it was on CNN, it's not because it's a Jamaican channel. It's something that I've said over and over. My brother, I have so many degrees, but today, I tell you, it is reggae music that people know me for, not my numerous degrees. People know me for what I have become because of my allegiance and love for reggae. So I owe that to this beautiful country of Jamaica. That's what it is. The culture is sweet. I don't honestly like ackee. You know, I tried it once and I didn't feel it. And I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat that fish. I just heard you advertising sour and sweet chicken. You have that in Jamaica? Which one is the sour one?
Sweet and sour chicken.
See? Yeah, so I mean, the graves of my ancestors are in Jamaica. So when I go there, I go in humility. The graves of my ancestors who fought through toil, blood, and sweat, made it all the way through the Middle Passage survived it and fought on the hills, rolled down rocks all the way from a compound, and all those wonderful places. When I'm entering Jamaica, I enter in humility. I'm entering with a heart that is crestfallen because of what happened, but also in happiness because they made it at least over there and left a mark. Today, Jamaican people are one of the bravest we can find on the planet. It's all because of the blood that is in me and the blood that is in you. The difference is the middle passage. What you saw, I didn't see it, but as a brother, I feel it. To feel is different from experiencing. You have the experience. I only feel it emotionally in me. I feel your pain, but I'm not going through your pain. They are two different things. See, that's what I feel about Jamaica. When I'm entering Jamaica, I'm not coming as a tourist. I'm coming on pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage. I'm not a tourist. I'm not coming in to come and look at beautiful beaches. I'm not coming in to look at statues. I'm not coming for the Etu dance in Hanover. No, I am coming for pilgrimage to visit the graves and the spirits of my ancestors and return home to say that their spirits are resting. That's it. That's it, brethren.
I am going to move with the spirit, and I think we're going to end it here. This is a high note to end, and I don't think we should touch it. Yeah. Um, Blakk Rasta, thank you so much. This is
I give thanks, man. Yeah.
I've said this to Bell many times that I'm not interested in the 20 minutes or even the 30 minutes sort of conversation. I'm interested in the long form sort of podcast that a Joe Rogan does or a Lex Friedman does or all of those guys in the United States of America does. You know, that gives people the chance to take a concept and just develop it up and let it grow and let it flow. And you have made that possible tonight. We have been on for 2 hours and 36 minutes. And thank you very much.
Salute. And
Salute,
thanks so
Blakk
much.
Rasta. Yeah.
I'm going to find a way of coming to steal you from J Bell and bring you to Ghana to our radio and TV station here. You know.
You know, I even Bell will say to me, and you know, Shane, you can do this because I'm a teacher in my day job. You know, 9 to 5. I'm an educator, and he said, you can do it. And when I don't do certain things, he will come and cuss and say, you can't do it. Just stop doing this and stop doing that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Respect.
Blakk Rasta. This has been a wonderful interview, and thank you for making a dream come true of having an extended conversation with somebody that has touched a lot of subject areas. And Bell have always asked for an interview that he can cut it up and touch so many areas. And I think this is the interview where that he can cut from and find a lot of things to post, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and whatever, and you have made that possible. And when you come to Jamaica, please have the best of fun and be good. And as I said earlier, when you go and see Bro God, Honorable Andrew Ones, big him up for us. Yeah. He's trying his best. And Bell said we need him back. Definitely. And all of you who have joined from Jamaica, from Sierra Leone, from wherever you're watching from in Africa, from Ghana, from Nigeria, big up to you and thank you all for joining, and go out and support Blakk Rasta and support his album. Big up Claudia for making this possible. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best, Blakk Rasta, for your Grammy. And I hope that you'll be able to do some lectures in Jamaica and probably even teach a couple courses and all of those stuff. And who knows, that probably we could have a 1 or 2 courses on this platform where we can dive more into Ghanaian history and African history and all of these things, and focus on particular personalities from Africa and all this. So, thank you, boss.
Love and respect.
Love and respect. All right, and viewers, this has been Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed. Our special guest tonight was Blakk Rasta. We're sponsored by Sky Beach, and we are sponsored by 77 Restaurant. Please like, share, talk to us, reach out to us, and we are going to go places. And please, we're just starting out. We're very small, but as you can see, I kind of I know something and I know where. So thank you, Blakk Rasta, again, and see you guys. All right, cool. Bell, over to you.
It's 77 Restaurant on the Bay Main Road, Hanover. 1-year anniversary special promotion, serving local and Asian cuisine, sweet and sour chicken, shrimp fried rice, and chicken fried rice, chicken chow mein, shrimp chow mein, and so much more. Purchase only 3 long box food and get 1 small box free. Purchase any 5 long box food and get 2 small box free of sweet and sour chicken with noodle. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 876-374-4704 for delivery in your area. You can't afford to miss this.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
Real Life JA, Hanover's #1 talk show, is back. Tune in to your host Shane Reed.
Are you ready, guys? She says she's ready.
Yeah, man,
ready?
Live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Weekly rebroadcast is aired on Cornwall Communications Network, Channel 0313, and on MF Telecom, Channel 100. You're invited to be a guest on the show, so please call 876-320-6013. Real Life JA, where we discuss and dissect real events to the core.
This is Lennox Lewis, last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Big up Bell Entertainment TV. They're the best. Don't mess with them, else I'll knock you out.
JBL Entertainment TV. Come and share your world with us.